Welcome to our May meals. First up is this chicken schnitzel that I got on clearance. And then I think I got 3 packets from memory. So I've just divided up the rest and then thrown them in the freezer to save for another time. Chicken Kievs that we've got here. This pack of 4 for $6.50 I think it was from memory. So we've got them here with the homemade chips and also some carrots. My son's just of course had chicken nuggets, and my daughter's had some leftover lasagna that we had. It is the 4th of May and we have KFC takeaway because it's my son's birthday and this is what he requested. So we get a family burger box. It's about $30 now. Oh my gosh, could not believe it. So you get in there 2 large chips, you get about 6 nuggets, a thing of popcorn chicken, 2 zinger burgers and 2 chicken wraps. So my daughter doesn't eat that, so I just made her own chicken wraps with homemade chips. And the next night, hubby's had the leftover chicken zinger burger. My son's had some chicken nuggets with some homemade chips. And my daughter and I have made a chicken wrap with some rotisserie chicken that we had, some lettuce, mayo, and of course we put the chips inside the wrap. We've got some burgers this week because we're using up again out of the freezer. So some spicy burger patties that my hubby is having, and we've got these chicken schnitzels and the panko chicken that I made. I'm having this as well because I got the buns marked down and we did use some frozen wedges on the side. Tonight probably was we're in a hurry for dinner, so we do use some frozen foods where needed. Tonight is another just easy meal, so we've got some pies from the freezer. We got given some bakery products a couple of weeks ago from someone who owns a bakery, so we're slowly going through that, and we've got some pies up the back for my daughter and I, and a pasty with some mash and veg. I got this roast beef on clearance at Coles for $5.25 and I thought that I would weigh it, and it is just around half a kilo. So I thought that was pretty good, especially because it's already cooked. So I chopped that up and then served it with veg. We've got some leftover roast meat that's here that will be used for sandwiches or anything else during the week. My daughter just had some panko chicken because she wasn't a fan of the flavour of the beef. Another freezer clean out again, some more panko chicken. I've got the sausages, feta and spinach chicken that I got from the markdown challenge that I did with Christy from this mum at home, and I'd frozen everything. And we've got the chili chicken pieces for hubby. And of course my son is having some little chicken Kiev balls that I found in the freezer. Obviously we have used the leftover frozen wedges that I had in the freezer because I was just planning on using everything up. The next night we have had a bit of a use it up night again. I've got some leftover sausage rolls that I had made from, again, the clearance markdown challenge with Christy for this mum at home, and I had frozen some so they could just easily be reheated. And then we've got the leftover roast beef, so I fried it up with some chopped frozen onion that we have, and I've made steak sandwiches with homemade chips. And then for my daughter, I had a pizza base markdown, so I've just made her a chicken and pineapple pizza. The next night we're back to the same things again because, again, I'm just focusing on cleaning out the little freezer, and these things were just sitting right there as soon as I opened the door. So I thought, let's just repeat a meal. It's quick and easy and it uses it up. We've got some eggs that were on clearance, so I just picked up a zucchini and we're going to make a quiche for my daughter, and I made some sausage rolls for my son with the sausages, and again we just make extra because then I can throw some in the freezer for another time. I picked up this markdown salad bag to put together a little Caesar salad for the side. I was keen to cook these Peking chicken chops. They've been in the freezer for quite a while, cleaning everything out, and they were quite good. I just threw them in the oven for 20 minutes. They were frozen solid, but we enjoyed them. Clearly there is no after picture here. And again, we've just been going through the freezer, and literally anything that we can see and grab out, then we are. I think we had French toast this morning, so I was just showing you how I'm grabbing things out, but you can see it's a bit of a hot mess in there. This is our main freezer that we have, where we are keeping the bigger meat packs, and so going through these bit by bit. And we've been keeping chicken when it's been on special, and making sure that we're stockpiling enough to have meals to be able to rotate through. I'm a little bit of a hoarder too when it comes to some saving of food. I save all the little bits, and so then they all get to put together eventually to make something bigger. I have been saving all the tiny little pieces of the ends of the cauliflower and broccoli, and I just throw them into the freezer, and then it gets used in what my daughter has when she makes her chicken, spicy chicken as I call it, and then we can put them together in the freezer. I also managed to find some, for some reason I have written soup mix. It's just carrot, sweet potato and some pumpkin, and then we put that together for a stew. I'm super excited to be able to show you that we are building a hole. That is where one of the pasta packs was, and also the Peking chicken. So we are slowly making a dent. My son normally has frozen lamingtons in here. There's just 2 left from the other packet. So I got rid of them because he has a bad habit of leaving empty packets. And then I come in here just to pick up 1 or 2 pieces that I need. I got these boneless chicken Kievs on markdown. I didn't realize they were ham and cheese, but still they were totally fine. And of course chicken nuggets and panko chicken for my daughter. I was making a beef casserole, and I thought that 1 mini pack of the meat I had would be enough. So I dug around in the freezer to get a second one because I didn't think it would be enough meat. I wish I had just stuck with the one and just made a smaller amount, because by the time we went to serve this, there was more liquid left over than actual vegetables and meat. So I've got the marked down mushroom stock, put that all together, and I also threw in there some extra of the veggie pack that I had found in the freezer too. As you know, I do love a little stockpile, especially if I can freeze it. So pumpkin I got on clearance, so of course we grabbed them. But going through, because I knew that I had some pumpkin in here and I wanted to use it up so it didn't end up with freezer burn, I have got a food saver now, so I'll be going through and looking after some of the other foods that way to make sure they last for a little bit longer. But the aim for the next couple of months is just to start cleaning out the freezer and actually using up the things that we do have. The pumpkin was totally fine in the end, and it boiled down really nicely. Thinking back to when I made this, I do remember that I cooked this on a Sunday night while I was doing our main dinner, so then I could put this in the fridge for meals coming up midweek. So we're about to have a busy week, and then I could just reheat it. We have a frozen piece of butterflied leg lamb that I got on a very good markdown, and it is frozen solid, so we're just going to wrap that up in alfoil and then throw that into the oven. My daughter won't eat that because of some of the spices and flavorings that are included. So of course I've got a little piece of lamb chopped up or wrapped up separate for her in the freezer. So I just grab that out and throw that in the oven, and it roasts about 20 minutes wrapped up like that by itself. Here is it cooked, and then I just cut it all up. It is cooked. I know it looks very pink, but it was cooked all the way through. We've got leftover meat, so of course we're going to be turning that into steak sandwiches again. And my son's had some ham and pineapple croissants with homemade chips. Tonight we have got a mince upside down shepherd's pie. I clearly was about to attempt to make a lasagna, but couldn't be bothered to make the white sauce and put it all together, so it just ended up the way that it did. And we are finally around to having the stew. So I just made some mashed potato for the bed of that. And my son's had a mini pizza for his dinner. He didn't really feel like a lot this evening. Tonight we have this shepherd's pie type thing. My stepdad made it and then gave us the leftovers. My daughter's had panko chicken, my son's had chicken nuggets and chips. I did decide to make a lasagna with the leftover upside down shepherd's pie minus the mashed potato, of course, so I put all of that together. My son's had his usual chicken nuggets, and then we've had the lasagna with the chips. If you spotted this pasta that was in the freezer top shelf before, then you have very good eyes. So we're getting around to using it. With the leftover lasagna that's here, I dumped the extra white sauce that we had into here, and then we're going to basically mix it all through. I loved this, basically a disassembled lasagna. So good. We are finding some more treasures in the main freezer. So we've got a pizza base that's here, stone baked, and then we've got a different pizza base from the other freezer that my daughter will have. Another treasure found right at the back of the freezer that we have in the kitchen. I wish that I had showed trying to pull it out. I tell you, half the things came out with it, but just showing you that we have so much stored in there. It is still taking forever to get through. So of course we have made a roast with that. I added some green things on there because people say to me, where's the green vegetables? I'm pretty much the only one who ever eats them. My daughter does eat broccoli. Sometimes I just put on them to look good, and I thought maybe I could use it as a thumbnail because people apparently think that we don't eat healthy enough. So I don't know. Here is some of the leftover stew, and there's a couple of bits of carrots and a couple of bits of meat. And here's an overhead shot of the freezer, me trying to find some more things for dinner. As you can see, we're starting to make a few holes in things, but there's still stuff just shoved everywhere. I really still need to go through and do a little bit of an inventory. And also we've been going through bits and pieces of the pantry and trying to use things up. This coconut milk I've had for a while. So I put it together with some peanut butter and some chicken to make like a satay. I'm pretty much the only one who really likes it, so I made it while hubby had the spicy butter chicken. The next couple of nights we have been so blessed to do an Audi promo, which was featured mostly on TikTok. So I got to purchase a whole lot of stuff from the freezer and showcase it. So we did a fisherman's basket type thing on the first night, and then the second night we did these lamb shanks, and I pulled all the meat off and I did the potato bake with it as well. We've had some spaghetti, all that I've had to cook because we got given a spaghetti bolognese base by my stepdad, so that was really good. An easy night dinner for us, and we had leftovers which we had for lunch the next day. And for my daughter, I just made her a pasta with some rotisserie chicken. Thank you so much for joining us with some of the meals that we have had in May. As I say, working on cleaning out the freezers. I cannot believe how much stuff is in there, but it has been a fun challenge, and it's also meant we've saved quite a lot of money because we can just focus on purchasing things for the pantry, stockpiling and doing our Coles weekly spends. Also ever so grateful to have got the Audi campaign, which means it's helped us with a few meals this month as well. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.